Hey everyone, welcome back to MNMMPT NAATI YouTube channel. This is Manmohit. In today's video, I am going to discuss one of the most important aspect of your PTE exam, especially in the speaking component. And just by the title itself, you would have guessed it right. And according to me, this is one of that aspect which I have seen it's very common among many students out there who are struggling to get their pronunciation scores up in the PTE exam. The thing that I'm referring to is pitch. Now pitch is of two different types, high pitch and low pitch, and that's the most common types of problems especially associated with the pitch component. Now if you have given the exam before, you might have observed that doesn't matter how good of a speaker you are, doesn't matter how fluent you have been throughout your speaking, doesn't matter how loud you have been, but ultimately your pronunciation scores are ranging anywhere between 30 to 50 and they're not increasing. And just because of pronunciation, your speaking, reading and listening scores, all three components are simultaneously impacted. Now, since we all know that PTE exam is completely computer based, there's no human being involved whenever you're doing and whenever your exam is being checked. So there's a proper algorithm which is understanding, which is taking your data and then giving you marks based on that. Now, since we know it's a computer, there's a set parameters that computer is expecting from you. If your volume, if your speech falls in between that parameter, computer is happy to give you marks. And if your speech falls outside of that parameter which is set by computer, you lose marks. It's a very simple phenomenon. Now let me explain you what pitch is by using a very simple example. If you have been to any sort of pubs or clubs or parties or weddings or something like that, and you might have heard a lot of DJs, the loud sort of music. Now, if you are very near to the speaker, now sometimes what happens is, since the volume of those DJs and those audios that are being played by the speakers, they're very loud. Sometimes what happens is you are able to obviously listen what is being played, but you can't really differentiate or you can't really understand the lyrics of the song. Now, the only simple reason for that is that your ears also have a frequency that they can accept. And if the volume goes or if the pitch goes beyond that frequency of your ears, you really can't understand what's going on in the song. So this is exactly what happens in the real exam as well. If it goes above the computer's range, computer unfortunately can't understand whatever you're speaking. And then doesn't matter how good you spoke, doesn't matter how fluent you were, how loud you were or how clear you were, computer unfortunately can't understand really much, and they actually deduct a lot of marks based on that. Now, first of all, let's talk about high pitch, which is very common among girls out there, especially girls who are soft spoken, whose voice is very soft and thin. They are the most impacted by this high pitch that we call. Now, first of all, how to identify if your pitch is actually high or not? Easiest way is there's an app called Voice Pitch Analyzer. Now you can even download it on your Android phones from Play Store, or if you have your Apple devices, you can download it off the App Store. The name of the app is Voice Pitch Analyzer. Now once you download that app, they will give you some sort of text right in front of you. Just press the record button, whatever paragraph comes in front of you, just speak a couple of sentences out of it, then stop the recording. After that, they will give you some sort of graph, something like this. What happens in that is, as you can see, at the bottom there's a male range, at the top there's a female range, and in between this androgynous range, which means just mediocre, just very normal. Now if you see that your pitch is going way above that androgynous range and it's actually going outside of that graph of the female chart, that simply means that you also have that high pitchy voice, which we need to reduce a bit. Now I'm not talking about volume here. We don't have to decrease our volume at all, but we have to lower down our pitch level. Now there are two easiest ways to curb that, and the first one is try humming. Now this is not something of a overnight change. This will take you a couple of days or even weeks or something, but this actually helps, and this will make sure that your pitch is going lower. Humming basically means just humming few sounds every day, something like that's humming. Now it might sound a lot funny, but this is actually a cure for taking your high pitch voice into a lower pitch voice. Just hum for about 10-15 minutes every day. You don't have to speak anything, just produce that sound that I did for 10-15 minutes on a day-to-day basis. That's more than enough, and you will gradually see that your pitch has started falling down. Keep practicing on this app every day until you see that your pitch has started lowering down, and the closer you get towards androgynous range, the better. Second method is just try speaking in a deeper voice, in a bit heavier voice. Just think of any actor out there who you feel that has got a very deep manly voice, and try to imitate that person. For example, right now if I say today is a beautiful day in Adelaide, if I have to speak that in a bit deeper voice, I will say today is a very beautiful day in Adelaide. More deeper, today is a very beautiful day in Adelaide. So the more deeper, now this is definitely not my original voice, so I'm faking it. This is what you need to do. Now I know that we have to sound as natural as possible in the exam, but if for some reason you feel that your voice is going high pitch, this is something that is very helpful for most of my students. Prefer speaking as heavy as possible and keep on practicing on this app until you reach that androgynous range, or the closer you get to that androgynous range, the better. Like I said, there's no set number that we have to be in between, but this app is a good example of, and this app will actually help you in understanding these parameters and metrics, as in the closer you get towards the androgynous, the middle part of this app, the better your pitch would be, and you will actually see your pronunciation marks increasing a lot, and obviously that will help you in increasing your marks in speaking, reading and listening as well. Now same rule apply for people who have got low pitch. Now this is most common in some of the boys, I would say, who have got such a manly voice, who have got such a low and deep bassy voice. This is something that you can also try. Humming will not work for you, but the second method that I suggested, if you have got a very heavy and deep sort of voice, prefer again faking your voice, but this time try speaking as thin as possible. Now you don't have to just copy a female actress kind of voice, nothing like that, but try to speak as thin as possible. Practice in this app, and again, the closer you get towards that middle androgynous range part, the better your speech would sound like. Another great tip I would like to give over here is, and this applies for everyone out there, whether it's a girl or a boy, the microphone position. Now it doesn't matter how normal your voice is, but if your microphone is not at the correct position, you will definitely either have a high pitch or a low pitch. If you haven't already, I'm just going to link another video down up here on the top right corner. Watch that video. It's regarding how to set the best microphone position. Watch that video. Understand what's your ideal microphone position. So combination of having a normal pitch plus having a correct microphone position will definitely make sure that it is increasing your pronunciation marks to a greater extent. Obviously, the way you pronounce the words will have a major impact in the exam, but it's almost about 50-50%. Correctly pronouncing the words plus having the correct microphone position plus making sure that you are having a normal pitch range of your voice. All these three components combined are the main reasons why your pronunciation is a perfect 90 or why your pronunciation falls anywhere between 30 to 50. I hope this information was a bit helpful for you. Start with the very first method, see where you fall, try different things that I've explained in the video, see what works for you and keep practicing, and you will definitely reach a stage where you will feel that you're doing good and you will be able to curb this problem very soon. If you have any sort of questions or queries, do post them in the comment section below and I'll make sure I'll reply to you as quickly as possible. If you are preparing for your NAATI Hindi or NAATI Punjabi exam, do message us on Facebook or Instagram because we have got the latest 2021 prediction files for both Hindi and Punjabi. So do message us over there and we can take it from there. Also, if you want to book a live class 1 hour with us, you can also do so by messaging us on Instagram or Facebook. Or if you just want a quick 30-minute one-on-one consultation live with us online, we can also book that. We can obviously, access your pitch. We can see what sort of issues you're facing in any of the topics of the PTE exam, and obviously you can just pretty much ask us anything over there. With that, I'm done with this video. All the best if you have got your exams coming soon, and I will see you guys in the next one.